The reason I come to Asheville, North Carolina a lot of years is because long ago I met a guy here who owned a bike shop. We became friends, and when I would show up, I would make my camp behind his house, and we just became good buddies, and he lets me use the shop for anything I want. I met him when his shop was new, right? And he gives me deals on parts, and he has all the tools and all the equipment, and so I can come make my vehicle payment here, right? While other guys maybe paying once a month, I pay once in a while by fixing stuff. You pay one way or you pay the other. So I came this year because one of the things is I ran across another bike that was local in his area that I wanted to get. I ran my last bike to 500,000 miles, and what I found out was that they don't last forever. It just fell apart. I mean, I couldn't keep it running anymore. And so although the Mule still runs really good, it's starting to get that way. So I thought I'd get another one and have it while I could. I've been saving my pennies for that ride, thinking about doing that. So I found one close, and so the other thing I have is 60 miles from the shop in Asheville, from Mountain Cycleworks. I have another friend who has a shop in a small town, which is here where I am now, and his shop's not as well equipped. I can't do heavy engine work here, but he has barns and property, and I can store anything I want here. My old bike from before this one is stored here somewhere, so I can store stuff here as long as I want. So between the two of them, you know, it's a good place for me to do bike stuff. So I came this year to see, I'd found that new bike, and I came up to get it and bring it down and put it in the shop here and look it over. And I also did some work to the Mule. I might be making a video about that. But what happened is Jody's shop sold, Mountain Cycleworks, they sold the property out from under him, and he had to move. I used to camp behind the shop, but now I couldn't do that anymore. So also the guys that used to work there aren't there anymore. So he has extra room in there. So he just told me to camp inside of the shop. Well, while I was there, there's other guys who showed up, and Jody just let us all camp there, and it became this big thing of us all being camped in this motorcycle shop, getting to do some work on our bikes, and it turned into this whole other gig of this social thing, fixing your bikes, all hanging out together, going to eat, going on rides, that kind of thing. And so I decided to make a few videos about it. As some of you guys know, I lost a big hard drive with 4 gigs on it, and all that stuff that I wanted to do was on it, and some of it's backed up, but the stuff I really wanted to use isn't. So anyways, what we're going to do here, or what I want to do, is just show what went on at the shop, and I'm going to have to do it in parts, and because there's different stuff that happened. And so here's the first part, and with that, let's get it rolling. Well, they got a chopper festival going on in a town, I don't know, an hour or so away from here, and this is the first time I've ever had the red bike packed up. So I'm just at the grocery store getting something to eat. Pretty much the same game. First time it's been that way. So I'm going to take a ride on through the mountains, and I don't even know if I'll get there tonight. I may just stay somewhere along the way. I'm not sure yet. But my old bike's pretty good, but this one is way newer. I mean, it's real tight. No Mickey Mouse or anything. The other one still runs good though. With that, I just stopped to get something to eat and I'm out of here. Kind of interesting. This is a 3-day weekend and I got here Sunday. Looks like everybody's packing. I figured they'd go because tomorrow's a holiday. Monday is. Gonna walk through here and see what's going on. Oh. Well, it wasn't that far of a ride, and I'm glad I came anyway. First little trip on Red Donkey. Y'all packing up? Ain't that the shit? So what do we got? We got like shovel heads, like, there's a shovel. Right there. There's a knuckle. Look at that.
I think there's a couple gas stations. Like, we'll definitely have to. Are you super low?
An Evo with a 4-speed Sportster. Huh. It's like a younger crowd, all camped out. It's like some of the rallies I used to go to when I was a young man, only I think there was less cars at most of them, less trucks. Yeah. But that's what it's like. Everybody's camped out, not a lot of old guys like me. Back then I wasn't an old guy either though. Got a Dyna-S ignition. I think that's what they call that. Yeah, it's got a generator shovel.
We do not have some still got the arm. I might have some things.
Huh. These old bikes. Looks like I missed the show. Tomorrow is a holiday. I don't know why they're all going home. Everybody has left me. Or is leaving. But I'm happy. I'm glad to get the chance to ride this new bike. Come and stay the night here. It's not that far of a ride. 60 miles, I think. And on top of that, I'm gonna go take me a bath in that creek, right? And I'm gonna fill up my water with this. Sid gave me this water purifier. I can get water anywhere now. So that's really cool, this water filter system. I really like this thing. I'm going to fill up my canteens before I leave, and I'm going to fill them up out of this creek. And I'm going to use this Grail water filter that Sid gave me. These guys don't sponsor me. Sid knows the guy who owns it, and he managed to just get me one. So they're not, I didn't tell them I'd do any advertising. But anyways, the convenience of it, right? Like, I'm going to take the water out of this creek. I love this fucking thing. I've gotten spoiled on it now. After using it a while, I don't want to drink any other. No. Joe left me and Sid came to visit me. No, they just won't leave me alone. It's because I'm so cute.
It smells so good.
Because I smell so good. But now it's getting crowded in my bedroom. I think he just wants to be close to me. I think that's why he came.
No doubt about it.
Admit it.
That's good.
But he makes me nervous because, you know, all the weird stuff going on these days. That's our house now.
What about the gas?
The gas? That right, I heard that you fart a lot.
Yep.
That could be a problem. But anyway,
What are you doing today to your bike?
I'm getting ready to put a starter drive gear in the mule. You know, this bike's actually more of a pleasure to ride than the other one.
Have you showed all your fans
Me.
your new bike?
Well, yeah. But actually, I like the mule at this point better to ride it. It's just getting to the point where I'm having to fix lots of little things. I did that on my last bike, man. I found out 500,000 miles is a bad idea to take a motorcycle. Things just kept breaking faster than I could fix them by that point. So this one's just starting to get that way. It's not really there yet. My last one was really there at 500,000 miles. But this one at 200,000, it's still got a lot of life left in it. But I'm going to park it, and before I do, it's got a starter drive gear going out. I'm going to put one of them in it. And I want to park it in fully running condition. I'm going to drain the carburetor. I'm not going to mess this bike up. I love this bike. And it's going to remain intact and roadworthy.
There is a solution.
And what's the solution?
Tenere.
Get a Tenere Yamaha?
Yeah.
Well, you're a Yamaha Tenere rider,
Huh?
but you're here on an Electroglide, an 1996.
Well, you gotta run them every
So
now
what
and then.
happens? What's up with that?
You gotta run them every now and then. Honestly, the Electroglide is a much more comfortable, safer ride, in my opinion.
And he's worried about safety. He's one of those guys.
Well, I think everybody is.
I'm not.
Not worried about it, but just...
This ain't really on my mind much. Of course, I did get pretty nervous on that ride home. I got caught in this heavy rain, and that windshield's messed up, and those headlights don't work, and I couldn't see the road, man.
I wasn't thinking about it until
That
the
was
guy
real.
lost his foot.
Well, that's what happens. You can get... Motorcycles are dangerous. If you're that worried about them, you shouldn't ride them.
I'm not worried.
Yeah, you're worried. You just said you were worried about safety.
No, I said safety is important.
And you're worried about
I'm
it.
not worried.
Huh?
I'm not worried.
Okay.
Do I look worried?
Yeah. You do. So, I can't get away from these guys,
Well, have you ridden?
but he bought me breakfast.
Have you ridden?
But
it
he's
on-
not going to get anything. I'm
Have
not
you-
that easy. You'll have to buy me dinner too.
You're buying
Because he's wanting to sleep with me now.
Are you? Have you noticed? Have you ridden it far enough to notice whether it burns oil or not?
No, I haven't noticed. I haven't ridden it very far. Arm gets tired. I went up to that Chopper Fest this weekend, and I rode it back 60 miles from where I got it. All I know is that it's like everything's new on it, so it doesn't have worn out stuff. That's all I know. And it runs like it was new. That's all I know about it. And it's fuel injected, which I don't like, but all the old bikes with low miles on them that I found were fuel injected. This one's just unmolested. That's the thing about it. It's unfucking molested, man. Anyway, so I'm
you're
gonna
ride it till you got to do stuff to it.
Of course. And I'm gonna molest it some too.
You'll have to do stuff.
But I'm not gonna do anything to the motor and all that. I'm leaving it just like they built it. Yeah, I'm changing it to carry my shit, put some different handlebars on it. Well, so I got a starter drive gear to put in and turn the music back on. So this is my new sweetheart.
Vita likes.
Sorry, Vita, but look how cute he is.
Vita likes the baby seat. She's a little upset you took it off.
She don't care about that baby
She
seat.
didn't tell you. She does.
She's European. She travels with me. I give her my pad. I sleep on the ground when we're together. She likes that. But she don't need a bathroom. She don't need a shower every day. She go 4 days without a shower, and she doesn't care. I do. That's how she is. She's European, man. Whatever she is, sleeping on the ground, camping on the side of the road, she likes that shit. Why do you think I keep going out with her? Because I can do stuff with her. She's not entitled, you know. Anyway, so I'm going to put in
I
this.
thought it might be because you loved her.
And she's cute, and she's got all that stuff that women have that's fun.
All right.
Go on now. Good. I'm going to give you guys just a point to ponder. You know these covers people like to take off and put on the aftermarket ones? Well, they usually warp and start leaking, especially on these old ones that only have 3 bolt holes in them. I want to show you something. They warp. See the spider webbing extra material in this one? That's stock. The aftermarket ones don't have it. You can figure those are going to warp. So this one's a little teeny bit warped anyway, even with the spider webbing. So let's take a look at it and I'll show you what I know about it. Okay, it's moving up and down just a little. Come down here and see if you can catch it. Now, can you see it? See it moving?
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit when I push on the corner.
That's right.
Okay. The other ones don't seem to be. No, that one's good.
Mm-hmm.
That one doesn't pop. This one, a little bit. Okay, so can you see this thing here? Jody's got a piece of sandpaper and a piece of glass here. I'm just going to sand it a little bit, and it'll probably be okay. You can see the high spots, see them? And even with the spider webbing from the stock, because aftermarket ones don't have it. I mean, you got to throw them away. They warp terribly. So that's why you probably really don't want to live to ride, ride to live derby cover. Now the new ones have 5 bolts in them, so I don't know what they do because I've never had a new bike. Anyways, just something to know. I'm gonna make this flat and put it back on. You can turn it off. We got a new guy, and we're moving a couple bikes out to make room for the biker campground and motorcycle shop.
I don't think I've ever eaten spam.
It's some of that.
You eat Vienna sausage?
I did do that. And Doritos.
It's just that old.
And I'm not
chopped
going
up
to recommend
bits.
that. For anybody out there wanting to eat Doritos and Viennas, I'd say 2 thumbs down on that.
Well, then why are you eating Doritos?
Because I wasn't really hungry and I thought I'd try something new and shitty. And
Liar, you've ate them.
It was new and shitty.
You've ate them before.
No, not that combination. No, I've eaten both of them.
I'm having an avocado because I'm looking at Sid and getting scared.
You don't want to get fucked up like me.
Maybe it will help to inspire people out there to take better care of themselves. Yep, that's it. Yep,
Sure.
yep.
Yes, sir.
You're helping people out, Sid.
You could end up like me. Is that what you're saying?
No, man, no. I'm just saying you're helping to
No, I
inspire people. You're doing good things here by eating Vienna
No,
sausage.
you make them they feel lucky. They look at me and they feel lucky.
But they don't have as big a dick.
I tell you something, I could eat potted meat, that deviled ham, Viennas, all that, no problem. I tried a can of them Lucky Boy little sausages. Have you ever seen them?
Never heard
it's
of them.
canned sausages. It's canned meat. It's like waxed pork dicks. It's hard.
How do you know what wax pork dicks talking about?
If you can imagine what a pork dick with wax on it is, that's what that's like.
Like a pork dick candle.
It's horrible.
I don't know what to say.
If you're hungry enough,
He's got like a.
God.
What's going on?
This is where I put my. This is where I put. Look, watch this. This is where you put the phone. It's kind of a TV screen, right in there. So
Oh, that's classy.
yeah. You don't get any better than that.
Yeah. Oh, so you got
Put it right there.
what do you call one of them things that holds your TV and everything? What do you call that thing?
Oh, what do you call that?
Oh, I forget.
Anyway,
An entertainment center. You have it. That's your entertainment
Right,
center or
soft
something like that.
drinks, Water, charging system.
Charging system. How'd you get a charging system?
You got this little thing somebody gave me. This little
Oh,
charger thing. It's supposed to last for like 50 charges.
does it?
No.
It doesn't look like it would.
But they say it does.
But you got like a bed and everything in there.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty classy. I was just looking at his
Cot?
his bed, his house.
Yeah, see, just like this. Oh, yeah.
He likes the cot,
And
man.
then
Last one was stolen. He was all pissed off.
You just turn on your TV and set it right in there. And hook the charging system up over here and you're ready to go. What's going on my screen here?
That's it's your entertainment center. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah. Oh, how do you know? Pretty
I can watch
snazzy.
all my crime shows and everything.
Crime shows, huh? That's Sid's house. Alex, he's going to use the floor. And then me, of course. This is a big old art place. This guy does abandoned stuff. And then he obviously tweaks the colors. That's what we're doing. It's hanging around in the art. This is a big art town. Big art town. So why not? Look at some of it, huh? Seems like I've seen that bike somewhere. Well, look at this one.
I like that.
Where is that? Indoor pool. I think I've been there. They're real abandoned places. Does it say where they are? I don't have glasses to look.
This is Grassinger's Resort, Liberty, New York.
Ah, it looks like a place that I've been. That's why I wanted to know. I stayed at a place, I think twice. They got like a garage open with a roof in the back, like bays, and I stayed the night there. And it had a big swimming pool indoor like that one. I can't tell you that it wasn't that one, but it was like an Olympic-sized pool inside. Big old place. Looks like this area in the fall, maybe, huh? A little place. A little situation update here. Sid's ignition went out on him as he was pulling in the driveway last night. So, like, how perfect is that?
With this bike?
This was a fuel-injected motorcycle that was converted to carburetor because the early fuel injections, that's what everybody did with them. Okay, this thing has this big old computer right here. Okay,
Right.
but it's not as invasive as the new ones, and it runs the fuel injection system and also the spark system that goes to the spark plugs, the ignition system. Okay, so when they converted it, it ran fine when he got it until it didn't, and they yanked off the fuel injection system and put on this carburetor. Okay, this STS carburetor sit here, which you can do with these bikes.
Yeah.
But they left the ECU doing the spark system for the spark plugs, the ignition system,
Yeah.
right? And that quit last night. This thing took shit to bed last night. And so what we're doing is we just put in this S&S High 4 in it. So this thing here is now burnt out doing nothing. And we put in aftermarket. I happen to have that. That's why we put that in. I had that in my bike. I had my saddlebags, the spare that I had. I don't really need it. He's trading me some stuff I want for it. And so that eliminates this completely. Now, on the newer fuel injection systems, that computer's tied into everything on these Harleys. I don't know about the Jap bikes. It's tied into your blinkers. You change a light bulb, you want to put in a different headlight or something, it pulls a different voltage, it throws a code. Some of those systems have a piece that goes in line that fools the computer, okay? If the sending unit for the speedometer, I think it goes in the top of the transmission, I think. But if that quits, your fucking motor won't run. All that crap is tied into your speedometer. Why you need that, I don't know. This bike has less sensors. It doesn't have them in the exhaust pipe. And the computer's not tied into any of that stuff. It only does the fuel injection and the ignition. That's all it does. It doesn't do anything else. So you can convert it and rip that out and go back to carburation. So he only did it halfway. So we're finishing the job now because the thing quit.
Well, if you're going to do it to your bike, you're going to go all the way.
If I do it, I will eventually do it. But I'm going to rip out. So look at this wiring. Look at this crap. Look at that fucking bullshit. What the fuck is that? Okay, that is all unnecessary now. Look at this. Look at this shit here.
Out of my video.
You can use profanity. There's no, there's nothing wrong with that.
You want to take it down?
No, not at all. Okay, look at all this, okay? Look at all this garbage, man. All this extra wiring. Now let's take a look at the wiring on the Blue Mule, okay? You ready, brother? Look at this. That's it, right there. See it?
Wow.
That's all there is, man.
What a difference.
This here's the throttle cable. The other one's the cable that goes to the antenna for the radio. That's all there is right there.
Simplicity.
This one, if the ignition goes like his went,
Yeah.
let's go around to this side. That's it right there. That's the stock system with the plug.
Okay.
I would have simply, when we pulled in here last night, pulled the spare one of these out of the saddlebags, plugged it in here and started the fucker up and pulled it in here. I wouldn't be ripping the bike apart. That's all it takes, man. That's all I would have had to do. Fuel injection, the bike chokes itself. It has an enrichener. The computer chokes it, so you don't have to learn to do it yourself. So you don't have to pull the choke. It adjusts itself for altitude much better than carburetors do. It doesn't. It's not as finicky. Carburetors tend to be finicky. They tend to burp or cough or here and there and stuff like that. That's what you get. That's your advantage for all that complication.
There's an Evo
Not my
carbureted.
bag, man. Now I want to talk about the simplicity of the system that's in it now. Once we put in the ignition and got it all hooked up, the bike's still running like shit. It ran like shit when we got here. I'm like, this thing needs help. And so the ignition's in and it's working fine. On these older bikes, all that there is, I've talked about this in other videos, is there's the ignition for the spark and there's the carburetor for gas. If you have a problem, unless you had a major engine failure, it's one of those two things. So we know the ignition's working, so we just moved to the carburetor. Well, he's got some intake manifold leaks going. He's also got an exhaust leak. And so we're going to fix that. But you see what I'm saying? That's all there is those two things. So they're fixing that. There's not all kinds of sensors and all kind of weird shit like that in there. It's just those two things, get them both right, and it should run fine again.